thank you all for being here. Obviously, on behalf of the Recording Academy, on behalf of Audiomack, it's a pleasure, especially after the year we just had. It's just good to see a lot of people's faces. It's good to be outside again. And, we're always looking, because I'm Lynn Brown, by the way, I'm sorry. I'm the head of Hip Hop, R&B, and Reggae Awards at the Grammys.
Yeah.
Thank you. And, I'm just trying to do my part, because this culture doesn't move without the rest of us. And especially with the Grammys, I know there's always been talk about this and that. I'm just here to make sure that we put the best foot forward, for the culture, for the people, for the community. And this is just one of the many ways we're going to do it, and we could do it together. So, thanks again to Audiomack for putting this on. But I'm not going to keep talking too much because I'm not good at this. I want to present a man you all know, I'm sure, multi-platinum, producer, DJ, father, Grammy winner, motivational speaker, all that. Let's put our hands together for DJ Khaled, y'all. Always, man. Always, family. What's up, brother? How you feeling, man?
Woo! What's going on, y'all? I didn't get an intro. I ain't mad. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the star, though, but, I'm the host. Billboard Hip Hop editor Carl Lamar.
Make some noise, it's incredible.
You ain't gonna make me cry already, man. But listen, this brother right here, man, I gotta say, is one of the hardest working dudes I've seen. Pre-COVID, real quick before you even get into this, I remember seeing Khaled at All-Star Weekend, and I went into his trailer, and I just remember the brother was coming off so many wins, man. I'm talking about a Grammy. I'm talking about Bad Boys the movie. I'm talking about a Super Bowl. I'm talking about all-star performance. I'm talking about the birth of his second son. All of this happened in 30 days. And the man just kept going. So to have this man here, BET weekend, knowing the crazy schedule he got, is a pleasure. So I just wanted to say that aside. Thank you.
Thank you. It was important for me to be here, especially we've been all in the pandemic mode, and we haven't been outside, so just to get to see the people is a beautiful thing. Y'all look beautiful. Thank you for your support. And that's what it's about the people. So it's important for me to come touch the people, and especially to have a conversation that, these things rarely happen, like intimate conversation. You hear our music on radios, you might see us on TV performing, you might see us in a music video, but like things like this, where you get a chance to, get intimate and just catch a vibe, you know what I mean?
It's all about the vibes, and we officially outside again. Officially outside, and we got some anthems. Before we even get to the anthems, we got to take it all the way back. I want to take it back to when you were baby Khaled. Baby Khaled, I want to know, man, when did Khaled first fall in love with music, fall in love with hip-hop?
Early. I would have to say, probably when I would, that I can remember, but like 11, 12, because I've always collected music, like if it was cassette tapes, and vinyl. And before I became a DJ, I was already, having vinyl and cassette tapes, and everybody used to come to me when I was like 13, to make how we have playlists now, but I'll put songs together and put it on a tape. And eventually a turntable came in my life, you know what I'm saying? And when I got a turntable, I remember it was one turntable, and I was just so focused on the not just the music side, but the equipment side. Like I love speakers, back in the days, we used to have Sherwin Vegas in the cars, but I would make them in build a box and make it for the house and stuff like that. So I had a turntable and a cassette player, and then I ended up getting two turntables. I'm like, man, I'm loving this, you know what I'm saying, because I love music. And then, I ended up getting a drum machine. So now I'm like 14, you know what I'm saying? So I got a drum machine, and like I said, I had vinyl my whole life, you know what I'm saying, from DJing, but also, producing, and, besides hip-hop and R&B and reggae music, I can't forget about the soul and the jazz, you know what I'm saying, like from, James Brown to Bob James to Ozzy Brothers to Funkadelic to, Aretha Franklin, Stevie Wonder, Then, I love Bob Marley at an early age, So to be able to cut up Run DMC on the turntables or Public Enemy or, and then time go by, it was the Tribe Called Quest, and and then from there it was the Jay-Z, Nas, Fat Joe, Pun, Biggie, Pac, all the eras. So I was young, but I was raised in a special era.
Yeah.
So I got to be a sponge with all that, and but from a kid I always knew I wanted to be a music man, but not just a DJ and a producer. I also wanted to be a music mogul, but also be a mogul outside of music too.
Safe to say, mission accomplished. I gotta bring up the fam in this case, because a lot of producers and rappers I talk to, man, when your parents hear, oh, you want to be in the music biz, you don't hear a good answer, but you got a lot of support and feedback from the fam when you were young. Talk about like your fam nurturing that love.
My mother and father, anything I love, they love. Anything to make their kids happy. And I always felt that from them now and when I was a baby. And, I told them I love music. They obviously knew because I used to play it loud in the room. And, when it got super loud and I'm making noise and all my friends is at the house and I'm cutting it up and, my bedroom is a studio now. They volunteer to say, yo, why don't you take over the whole garage? And say, eventually take over the garage. And then, we got creative and we made that into a studio. And that was like the hangout spot. Come to my house, hear me cut it up, play some music, or catch me, on the drum machine, 'cause I used to sample a lot back in those days. So it was just a vibe, Hip hop is a lifestyle. It's something that I love. And from the start of Khaled being a young man, hip hop is what helped raise me. With my mother and father's support.
And then that love, you took that over to the record store. Pre-Miami, in case y'all didn't know, Khaled was a boy in New Orleans. You worked at Odyssey. A lot of magic came out of Odyssey. I saw little stories that Birdman had Lil Wayne, or Lil Wayne rapped for Birdman, and you were there.
Yeah, I used to work at a record store called Odyssey, and that record store was special because it had turntables in there, and I would be cutting it up while customers was in the store, so people would just come to catch a vibe or buy the CDs and tapes. And I met Birdman and Slim several times because they used to pull up to the front of the store and open their trunk and bring a bunch of cassettes, tapes to the counter, and I would, jot it down, tell the owner of Odyssey Records that, Birdman has dropped this many tapes and CDs, and then as soon as they left, it would be sold out in like an hour, just everything sold out. So I got to see the growth of Cash Money from the beginning, and Bird met Wayne at Odyssey. So I got to see all this energy, and it was crazy. Just to be able to know them and work with them and be their friends is a blessing. But I also got to see it as the kid behind the counter, wanting to be, the artist, the DJ, the producer, the music executive. Seeing that behind the counter is so beautiful. It's like nobody can't take that story from me. It's real. And it's a blessing because I always knew, I want to do that. And I was doing it. I was just in the beginning stage of, that climbing that mountain.
And, I said it earlier about your work ethic being insane. You were a teen, and this is like when you started chilling in Miami. You would be spitting in Miami on Friday, Saturday come, you going to Jamaica. And you out here doing these sound clash battles 24 hours after the fact.
Yeah, growing up, Miami, I was born in New Orleans, but I was raised in Florida. And Miami is my home. I represent 305 Dade County. When you see Khaled, I'm a Miami representative. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to New Orleans and shout out to the world. But, you know, I have to give a lot of blessings to my home. And, you know, I used to be on pirate radio, and I was blessed to be on 99 Jams, the big station. And Luke had a show, and he asked me to be a host and a DJ. So I got a chance to play at 99 Jams, but also played at Mix 96, where my reggae roots, because you know, I grew up loving reggae music, so I would play the hip hop at a reggae station, and you know, I was just so hot in the streets, and the streets loved me so much that, you know, I played at clubs like Rockers Island and Spirits Lounge and Madhouse in Miami, and then a week later I'd be in Kingston playing in, like, you know, in the heart of Kingston, like. So back in them days, there was no social media, so it's like, if I was doing this club and this was a club or this was a outside performance and I'm ripping it down, and, you know, everybody would leave like, oh, who's that kid? That's Khaled. Crazy, yeah, word of mouth was so big that it just started spreading. So I started being real big all over the Caribbean islands. You know what I'm saying? As well as Miami. And then it started, you know, going to New York City and being hot in Brooklyn and Queens and Harlem, and, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you know what I'm saying? Then my radio career started getting bigger and bigger, as well as me being a true sound boy, you know, sound clashing. And at the same time, I was making music. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, all this energy, you know what I'm saying, was just, it's just part of the brewing process to, you know, bring the vision to light.
In the midst of the brewing process, you linked up with Joey Crack, Fat Joe. And I want to take it back. This is before DJ Khaled. I want to talk about Beat Novocaine, because Beat Novocaine, if y'all don't know the beat maker, this man right here used to get busy. I'm talking about 05, All or Nothing. I'm talking about Temptation. I'm talking about Beat Novocaine, the wreck that Fat Joe did. Talk about the beat making days of Beat Novocaine.
Beat Novocaine was just my sound back in those days was like real dramatic, and you know, like you know, have you ever watched a movie like Troy, or you know, I like making music where it was just like super dramatic,
super cinematic.
Yeah, cinematic, and so my nickname was called Beat Novocaine because I felt like my music, you know what I mean, like put you in that zone, and you got hit with the Novocaine. You know what I'm saying? Like you leaving the dentist or something, like, you know, that's that vibe. You know what I'm saying? So it was beautiful to, you know, Joe Crack, man. You know, he's my brother, and he blessed me. He was one of the first big artists to shout me out on records. You know, and lean back and go, Khaled, I see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he's my friend. I'm the godfather of his daughter, so that's like family to me. But, you know, he believed in me. You know what I'm saying? And anytime I came into him with an idea, he wasn't one of the friends that would shoot it down. He'd be like, yo, I see what you want to do. And he got me my first record deal. You know what I'm saying? With all the shout outs and you know, letting him DJ for him at shows and just really co-signing me. And he walked up in this record company called Koch Records and Alan Grumblack. And he said, yo, Alan, you need to sign Khaled, give him a deal. Remember, I told you he gonna be big, and let him do what he do. And, you know, I don't know if y'all know, you know, Joe Crack, you know,
he passionate.
You know, yeah, he got that face where you don't want to say no. You know what I'm saying? Like, Sharon Burke, what's up? There's Sharon Burke in the house. That's beautiful. Sharon, by the way, I think we got you a ticket too for the other theory. But anyways, it was matter of fact, Nelly, make sure you get it like Kiko's ticket. Like, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, speaking of Sharon Burke, let me skip that. So Sharon Burke, she's in the house. I didn't know that. And she's actually one of the first people to bring me to Jamaica. And so shout out to Butterfuco in Miami. You know, we used to go to Jamaica all the time, and Buju Banton and Bounty Killer and, you know, Capleton, Sizzler, and, you know, all the artists, you know, the Marleys. It's, you know, I have a lot of great relationships almost with all the artists, but at the same time as she's believed in me in the islands. And we did a dance called Fully Loaded. But before Fully Loaded, because Fully Loaded is like making it to the championship. So before Fully Loaded, you got to go through like a certain run to see if you can even be in Fully Loaded. And she used to let me do parties and bring me to even other people's parties. You know, she's she does everything in Jamaica, but she also brought me to other people's events, and I would just get on the turntables and rip it down, and my name would just get out there. And then this one dance called Fully Loaded was like, that's like inviting on a rap tip, like it was rappers. It's like inviting Biggie, Jay-Z, Tupac, Nas, and you know what I'm saying, Bob Marley, all on one stage, all, as his artist-wise. But she did that with selectors.
Wow.
And DJs, you know what I'm saying? And she had like all the big name selectors, but then she had the underdog DJ Khaled, and she would put me like my face just as big as theirs. But the streets knew DJ Khaled was like, that's, he's special. But that Fully Loaded was like a championship. Just to be able to be on the flyer was solidification of a bright future in the dance hall world, in the dance hall game. And so she's in the house, so I gotta give her flowers.
Give her flowers. Give her her flowers. Give her her flowers. Man, and it's crazy because shout out to Joe Crack getting you that deal at Koch, which is now E1, and first album. This is 06. This is Listen.
Yeah, album called Listen.
Listen, and you end up going gold. And what I appreciate, man, this is you stepping out and going to artist mode. Yeah. You were already like picking up cats on the mixtape scene, but now you graduating into this very Gordy / Quincy Jones. I'm gonna orchestrate this shit.
I'm inspired by the greats. You know what I'm saying? I'm Khaled. That's who I am. You know what I'm saying? But I'm inspired by Barry Gordy, a Quincy Jones, a Joe Crack, a Puff Daddy, a Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Great music men. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, when I started making my albums, I was like, man, I love producing, I love making beats, I love doing that. But I remember used to shopping the beats, and I would get placements on like a Ludacris, a Joe Crack, a Fabulous at that time, and which are all icons. And I would work with any artist just to get my music out there. And I loved it, and I still do love that passion of working on other people's projects. But I be selective now just because I'm so into making my album. And the reason I started making my album is because I said, man, I ain't regular. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not. So I was just saying, I said, I said, Khaled, because when I used to be ripping the crowds down, everybody got their own style.
Of course.
My style, I had to place, everybody up, energy. My talk game is cloth. You know what I'm saying?
A1.
And then the way I bring in music, and it's the ideas I got, like especially in the studio, that these ideas I got, I just want to bring it to light. And I was like, sometimes I go to artists on their projects, and they might not understand what I'm trying to present to them or give to them for their project. This was early in my career, so I was like, man, I'm going to do it for me. So I'm going to take that same artist that I wanted to make music for their project and be like, yo, do it on my project. Because they see it better because I'm showing them what I want to do over here. And they were like, man, let's do it. And it ended up being, you start hearing these Khaled anthems. And so I was like, man, yeah, I'm a DJ. Yeah, I'm a producer. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm an artist, but I'm like, nah, I'm special. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, what I'm going to do is something that I feel like it's a one-of-one situation. Because they told me, they told me that there's no way I could put an album out. And now I'm 12 albums in. You know what I'm saying? Like
15 years.
And it's not even about the awards, and which I'm so grateful and blessed, and we always love to get acknowledged for the accolades. But it's just like the people and the fans that support me continuously, to support my, music, and I always go all out because I know how they're supporting. You know what I'm saying? Because longevity is key, And that's why I go so all out on my records. When you hear my records, you can hear this. Just to put that type of lineup together is one magic. The way it sounds is another magic. You know what I mean? And thank you. And then to actually put the record out with all the behind the scene stuff that people don't see, because a lot of people don't want to see these things come out because it's not maybe beneficial to them at that time, not the artist, this is just part of the game. So you got to be able to put that vision out, and some people, might give up through that process. Not me. I was like, man, I'm going all out. I'm gonna make this happen. And if they say I can't put it out, I'm still doing it. Like meaning as in like. It's like you can't stop this. You know what I'm saying? And that's how music's supposed to be. Music is supposed to be a special emotion. Music has different emotions and different energies and different sounds, and it's meant to be heard. You know what I'm saying? So, I never let the business stop the creativity and what to give the fans.
I remember I read an interview, not even an interview, I read a piece on Stereo Gum, and the one trait they highlighted about you, they said Khaled's instinct is A1. When did you realize your instinct was such a gift?
Because, so when I make music, or even if it's not just music, anything I do, this might not work for everybody, but for me, it works for me. I don't ask for opinions, and if an opinion decide to come up, I might even turn up the music louder so I don't hear it. Because I just got this feeling and this vision how I want to do something, and I don't want nobody to stop it. And I'm not saying they're trying to stop it on purpose or nothing, but I don't want to stop what I'm feeling and what I'm seeing, what I want to make and put out. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, like a record on my last album was called "You Stay," and it was me, Jeremiah, Meek Mills, J Balvin, Lil Baby, and I sampled this classic Latino sample, and Diddy did it back in the days, and I was always a big fan of the record. So I'm making the record, and people are like, "Yo, Cal, you let Diddy hear that yet?" I'm like, "Nah, not yet," but I said, because I know he gonna love it. Because we great, but I ain't gonna let him hear this flip I did until the video done and it's about to come out in like an hour. Because I don't want nobody to say, "Yo, you should do," nah, I should do this. Listen to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just like different records. I remember people telling me that when I made Wild Thoughts, just the idea, they thought I was crazy, and it ended up being one of my biggest records of my life. You know what I'm saying? So like, not just in music, if you have a vision, see it through. Because the only person that get disappointed if it don't work is you, but you shouldn't even be disappointed because, you know what I mean? You're going to learn, you might learn like, oh shit, this shit blew up. Oh, I should have maybe did something a little different. But, you learn in a way where you start creating your own sound, your own energy, your own identity. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, you know what I mean, I might want to make a record with me, you, and this queen and this king, and I want us to get in a room. I don't want nobody to interfere with what we doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, you pray for the best.
Has there ever been a collaboration? Because I could toss out, like, got a record with Chance, Quavo, Wayne, Bieber. Like, you look at that lineup, and at first you're like, but it works. Has there been, like, a lineup that you, even in the back of your mind, you're like, shit, I don't know, but this could work.
With that record, I'm the One is such a blessing, that record, because I always wanted to work with Justin Bieber. And, I called Bieber, and I FaceTimed him. He actually picked up. Cause he's a busy man, you know what I'm saying, and I don't know if he got my number locked in and stuff like that. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying, I'm out here networking in the game, and you build a respect. I've known people for a while, but I was like, let me try to FaceTime him. So I FaceTime because I want him to feel what I'm about to tell him. Like, yo, he picked up. I didn't even give him a chance to say hi. I was like, yo, I got this vibe, and I'm telling you, I'm not even gonna send it to you. Where you at? I need to see you. And he's like, man, come over. I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? So like, boom, I get to his crib, and I walk in his crib. This man playing the piano. He making a movie. I'm walking in. I'm like, yo, this dude here playing the piano. I'm walking into a movie. As soon as we get done with the piano, he's like, yo, let's go play some hockey, street hockey. So I'm like, all right, this is about, so I'm like, I'm playing street hockey now. You know what I'm saying?
You were just trying to get a record.
So I'm playing street hockey, and I don't like to lose or nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't even know how to play street hockey. So I'm like, yo, so I'm in this playing it for real, you know what I'm saying? And he just, he nice with it. So boom, I was like, after that, he's like, yo, so where's that vibe you talking about? I was like, man, I got the speaker. So I be carrying a speaker in my trunk because I can't rely on somebody else's speaker.
So you literally got the speaker sitting in the...
Yeah. Because you know what I'm saying? Presentation is so important. Mm-hmm. So I pull out the speaker. He's like, yo, Cal, you don't need to do all that. I got a speaker here. And then I got one of my cars got nice systems, but I'm still carrying the speaker. But I listened to him because he put me in this like Escalade truck, and it was like a disco in there. Like it was like, so we in the truck, and I played him just played him the beat and like the melody. And I was like, yo, check this out. And he was like, so I'm like chilling, and I'm looking at him, see if he's vibing, and he's vibing. You know what I'm saying? He let the whole instrumental play, like, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, when we was making this record, I was like, I didn't want to put no drums on there, you know what I'm saying? I wanted just to keep the melody and the groove, you know what I'm saying? And he felt that, and he's like, yo, I love it. I want to do it. He's like, who you want to put on here? And I was like, man, I want to put Wayne, Quavo, and Chance the Rapper. Like I had this whole idea, but I was like, yo, but I need that Bieber hook though. I was just telling him, like, I need you on that hook though. And so he knocked it out. And what I love about that record, I went to every single artist when I was recording it. And I think we have footage of like me telling Chance the Rapper, like, yo, this is gonna debut #1 on the Hot 100, you know what I'm saying? And this is gonna be one of them things that just special, you know what I'm saying? And it debuted #1 on the Hot 100, and I think we like 8 million right now. We going for the diamond.
Going for the diamond.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like to be able to say that before it come out, and I never usually say that because people don't realize like. There's so many different type of #1s in the game. That's not what it's about. It's about making music that's impactful. But if it go #1, man, give thanks. You know what I'm saying? That means the whole world was in sync at the same time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I told him we're going to make a #1 Hot 100 #1. Because, you can get a #1 radio, urban, rhythmic,
hip-hop,
pop, whatever, boom. But then there's that Billboard Hot 100 #1 where it's like, and it debuted. It debuted #1, and when it debuted, I was shooting a Billboard cover that same day I got the announcement that it went #1. Like it was just like a dream that came true, and it's like it only put like this more confidence of believing in the vision even more. You know what I'm saying? And we had so much fun, man, because if you go listen to that record and you see the video. All of us brothers on that record, we just having so much fun. And it was special, man. And I'm happy that we made that #1 together. And, that's forever. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. Shout out to Khaled getting that #1 on the Hot 100. I always wonder, man, like, because you're a super duper nice guy. Is there ever a time, like, you're in the studio and somebody did a verse and you just like,
nah. I'm not that type of guy to be like, yo, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you hear things later. Mm-hmm. And, you know, when you're recording, you know, that's why you know, people being a great producer is so much talent that has to be ingested in so many areas, like making sure the engineer's right, you know, making sure the blend is right, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes, say I might not have felt it right that second, you know, I try my hardest to get the blend perfect so I can hear it before I make, you know, maybe, you know, come up with an idea or just a different energy. But have I done that? I've done it, but not where it's like I didn't like it. I was like, yo, we got this, you know what I'm saying? Let's try this energy, this type of energy, and it'd be a vibe. You know, collaborating is such a beautiful thing because, you know, it's just, it's a vibe. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got a vibe, I got a vibe. Man, oh, you should say that over or say it with this type of energy or, you know, and sometimes I like artists just to cut all their vocals and I go back like another day and take the best. You know what I mean? And like for instance, a song that I got on my new album called Every Chance I Get. On me, Little Baby, Lil Durk. Shout out to Tay Keith too. And that record, I remember when Lil Baby was cutting the record and I sent it to Lil Durk and he cut the record. And Lil Baby's just ripping it down. And it's like, he's ripping it down so much. If you go back and listen to it, he's just going crazy. And it starts getting even more crazy. And you're like, so I'm in the studio losing my mind. Like, this is crazy. So, but you listening to it and you're like, if you hear me on one part of the record, I'm like, keep going. And then he comes, you think I'm a regular rapper, I'm not. Like, he going, I had to say that because it's like, it was just
crazy.
Right. But if you notice the hook and the verses, it just keeps going. So I had to find a way how to, when the hook came in, how to make it feel like, you know, this is the hook, but we not stopping. Like, you still doing this. And that's kind of hard. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, how am I going to do that? Because he cut all his vocals. So when he left, when Lil Durk said his vocals, so Lil Durk ripping it down too. But at the end, Lil Durk said, yeah, yeah, yeah. That was his last word of his verse. And I was like, man, I felt that. You know what I'm saying? Because like the way it ended, I was like, man, that really touched my bone. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I need to hear that more. So I took that yeah, 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 and I just put it in between the verse and hooks on all of them. So now you got Lil Baby, you know, ripping it down, and then right when the hook coming, it goes, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'ma turn up on a hater every chance that you know what I'm saying? Because if not, it would have just kept going. So I just had to like throw that in there so you can go back and sing and say, yeah, yeah, just to know the hook gonna come back in. So that one little ad-lib, I had to put that sprinkle, you know what I'm saying?
A little sauce.
And then that little keep going, just so it had like a, you know what I'm saying? It's those type of records, I'm gonna tell you as an artist and as a producer and as a DJ, those type of records like Every Chance I Get, they you know, we all want that one record that just gonna rip the streets apart and be the summer anthem and play on radio. So, you know, those come once in a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think about like some of my favorite anthems would be like a Every Day I'm Hustling or a BMF or a Commas or a Mask Off or, you know, those records come, you know, J and Ye, Paris or, you know what I'm saying? Those are like anthems, you know what I'm saying? So that Every Chance I Get, I wanted to have a record that would rip the streets, but at the same time, you know, just be one of them anthems, just like, you know what I mean? Like every chance that I get, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to turn up on a hater every chance that I get. And then keep going. I'm not. It's crazy. It's crazy. So that record, every time I would play my album to people, and that record, I played that record, they all looked at me like, yo. I'm like, yeah, there's nothing we could do about that.
Nothing we could do about that.
You know, those are the records you put out, you ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to promote nothing. It's just going to go.
That's a vibe. And in case y'all didn't know, that's on Khaled's #1 album, Khaled. Right. 'Cause, you know, Khaled, he, you know, he, 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 before we wrap, I gotta ask one more question. You got a Grammy, got the #1 albums, got the #1 song. That was album number 12 that went #1. What's left?
Oh man, so much more. You know what I'm saying? As far as the music, I'm never stopping that because I love it. You know what I mean? Anything I do, I want to make sure I love. Like, just driving on the way over here, I was inspired. I started coming up with ideas, and I'm like, man, I'm starting to get that itch again. Like, I just dropped the album. Like, I'm already like, I'm starting to get that itch again to cook up, and that's what's so beautiful about music, because it's a feeling. It's you got to be motivated, inspired to do it. You know what I'm saying? You can tell by the finished product what's pure or not pure. You know what I'm saying? But as far as music, we not stopping. You know what I'm saying? We performing at the BET Awards this weekend. I'm gonna give y'all a great show with the team. Got some more singles off the album gonna be promoting. And then I'm working on some other people's projects that I'm excited about. And I'm always cooking for myself, so I don't know. I'm just cooking. And then as far as like me being an entrepreneur, I'm always want to continue to build the empire even bigger and bigger. I'm a father, you know what I'm saying? So I got to go hard every single day. You know what I'm saying? My boys gave me superpowers. You know what I'm saying? Like, my queen and my kids, that's my life. You know what I'm saying? So it's my job to be great every day, all day, every second, every breath, because it's for my kids and my queen. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't got no choice not to go hard. You know what I'm saying? And then I've been just working on like just other groundbreaking things that I've always dreamed to do. Like I'm gonna be opening more businesses, like and just doing a lot of collaborations on fashion tip. And working something special with Jordan right now. We cooking. I just got this new collaboration with Dolce & Gabbana that's coming out worldwide June 29th. I got this product called Bless Well. A grooming product, you know what I'm saying? Wellness, you know what I'm saying? I got a bunch of stuff, and I'm about to start doing. I got offer for like 2-3 TV shows. We gonna choose which ones we can do first, and then we trying to not trying. We working on some movie ideas. Also, just want to do it all, man. We ain't stopping. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the music is like the light for all that. It's not like having a record playing while you doing something else. Somebody listening to your record and boom, they at your restaurant. Or they listening to your record, boom, they watch you on TV, boom, they listening to your record. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a blessing to be able to represent hip-hop every second. You know what I mean?
And you do that. Did y'all feel the vibes today? Before we depart, we're going to let the crowd get into it a little bit. We got some questions that we're going to get from the fans real quick. Make sure it's good, y'all. Not better than mine, but make sure it's good.
Anybody who want to ask Khaled a question, like come over here, but really like at least 5 people.
Sherry, you live a life, yo. Sherry, you everywhere, man. I don't know how you do it. Yo, Court, you see Sharon Burke?
Khaled, how's it going?
How you doing? Where you at? Oh, bless up,
right here. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
So I'm a producer myself, and I just want to know how you find that balance in every project you do to make it personal and your own, and also let all the artists do their thing and breathe. And
I'm blessed where the artists trusted me, and they know I got one goal: to hit the home run. You know what I'm saying? Then they also know I'm coming from a good place, a great place with love. So the goal is just to put something out that's going to represent us in the right way. You know what I'm saying? On my albums, I always tell the artists, like, yo, remember, this is a Khaled record, so we don't have to sound maybe something that you would do. So if you might, I want you to listen to it and look at it just a little different, because I want to, it's a Khaled anthem. obviously it's our anthem, but you know what I mean? I'm talking about sound-wise.
Right.
But when I work on their projects, I go in their world because I got to respect their vision, you know, because that's their album and they want to have a certain way it sounds and to be able to put it out. So I got to go in their vision and hope to help bring their vision to light. So they're helping me bring my vision to light when they work on my project. So when I work on mine, I just want people to know we're trying to bring this to light like this. And when I work on theirs, they tell me about their light, and I'm like, okay, let me see if I can help bring that light. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Thank you.
Peace and light.
Love and blessings.
My name is Aziza. Just a question about how, with all that you do and all that you are, and the many different facets of your gift that you like to share with the world, how do you go about protecting your peace and your energy while you're out in these streets?
I mean, you know, God is great, and that is that. I represent positivity, love, family, and, you know, I just represent, you know, I mean it when I say I represent love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe in love is the answer, love is the key. You know what I'm saying? I believe when you put good energy out, you get good energy back. You know what I'm saying? I believe, you know, like, you know, believe in the blessings that God gave us. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go in no other energy. I want to represent love. And that's how I've always been since I've been a kid. And my parents raised me like that. And not just that, I'm a father. So I want to show them love. So I want to spread love. Thank you.
Awesomeness. Yo, this is amazing. My name is Ricky Virtuoso. I'm pretty well connected in the industry. I also worked Bad Boys 3. I put over 1,000 people in there in that movie, and I also worked on a few other projects. My question for you is, how can I present opportunities to you? Like, I'm plugged in with movies, businesses. I got it.
What was the question?
How can I present opportunities to you?
Well, I'm just meeting you now. Maybe you can give me your Instagram. Maybe I can see what you promoting. But besides presenting to me, I just always believe in, you know, take those opportunities and what you're trying to embrace, you know, embrace the greatness, promote, you know what I mean, word of mouth, and people help promote it. So not just I see it, we all see it. But I would love to check out your Instagram. Maybe you can get with somebody from my team, like Courtney, and maybe you can put the Instagram. It's right there, Courtney.
Good. Oh, hi. Can you see me? Hi. I'll stand up. My name is Jane Renee. How you doing? I have a question about who has the funnest or the most funny session in the studio.
Oh man. I love working with Fat Joe. Cause that's my brother. That's family. He's actually out here, and it's like we best friends. So it's like we are laughing and coming up with ideas, and you know, it's just the energy is like, it don't feel like no stress or no work or no pressure about a record or something. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like more like, man, we blessed and we just having fun, and then the record would turn out good. And I was always young watching him make his albums. You know what I'm saying? And I got to see all the stuff he did. So I was like a sponge. You know what I mean? A sponge just taking it all in. And just to be his brother is such a beautiful thing. So I always have fun making records with Joey Crack.
Khaled, I wanted to congratulate you on your recent accomplishments. I just had one question. I had a problem with this. How do you spell Canada?
Shout out my brother Drake. No, I appreciate it, man. Like, yeah, man. When I was in Canada, I was like, yo, how you spell Canada? I was like, Drake, D-R-A-K-E. It's always fun to work with Drake. You know what I'm saying? Every chance I get to work with him, I'm looking forward to his new album. I can't wait to hear his album. It's gonna be incredible, and I'm grateful that he blessed my album. We made Pop Star, and I appreciate that love.
Y'all, give it up for DJ Khaled one more time, please. Khaled, my brother, I want to say thank you again for coming here, blessing us with your presence, your gems, your knowledge. Keep on winning 12 albums in 15 years. That's longevity, my brother. Keep it going.
Man, thank you so much. Thank you for everybody coming out, taking time to support me. I appreciate it. Make sure y'all tune in to the BET Awards. We're going to do something special. I love y'all. Thank you.
Let's get it.